Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here. I'm with Liz Trotter. This is Smart Business Moves. Hey,
Hey,
Liz.
Tom. Howdy, everybody.
Where are you at today, Liz?
I am at Lake Chelan, lovely Lake Chelan in Eastern Washington. I'm with Stacie Sutton over here. This is her vacation home. And periodically we come and do a work retreat. It's
cool.
a lot of fun. Yeah.
So Eastern Washington, which is like inland, you're actually closer to the East Coast than what you normally are. Is that like, yeah, I mean, excuse me, it's been a long day, Liz. So is it mountainous there? I mean, I've never been to that part of the country.
I think so. We're kind of in a ravine here where we are. Like if you were to look outside, there's mountains all the way around us.
Okay.
So we're kind of in the middle of a ravine. Stacie's having trouble getting.
I'm going to do it on my phone.
She's going to do it on her phone. Hey, Linda. Hey, Leslie. Hello. So we're east of the mountains. Yeah, I'm a couple hundred miles closer to you, Tom.
There you go. You're on walking distance.
Yeah, it's very nice here, though. It's beautiful weather.
Can you see?
Not yet. Yeah, I can't see you. She thinks she's connecting, Tom.
Oh,
there she is.
There she goes. Yeah, it's happening.
There.
Hey, Stacie.
Hey, how's it going? Here, I'll give you a little view. I don't know if you can see
Wow.
out there. Got the mountain, got a lake.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's much more beautiful in real life.
So it looks like the weather is nice too. It's not cold, is it?
No. Oh, we're not going to be able to.
I'll go outside.
Okay.
Hey, Amy. Weird to see Liz on the left and Tom on the right. It is weird. I thought the same thing, Linda.
Sometimes you have to mix it up a little bit. We're crazy today.
Stacie's trying to figure out where to go so we don't get the refurb.
I'm getting a chair and going outside.
Yeah, there you go. As she's going into the garage. So today it does seem weird, Tom, with you in the middle there.
You want me to move?
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. So today do you have anything going on, Tom? We were going to talk about some financial stuff. I had looked today on, Robin said the same thing. You guys are mixed up today.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoa. All right, there we go.
This does feel more comfortable.
More normal.
Yeah.
Okay, is this far enough away, Liz, that we're not echoing?
I don't hear anything. Do you hear anything, Tom?
No, this is good.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, when you were in the same room with me, it was definitely a problem, though.
I get my notepad, so I'm just going to turn my sound off so I don't echo.
Tom, did you want to make an announcement about what we're going to do next week, or did you want to wait until later?
Yeah, we can do that. And there was one thing, I was looking for an article. Here we go.
Yeah, he'll like
that,
Linda.
I don't know if we ever announced it. They raised the cap on the idle loans to $500,000.
So can we get more money?
Theoretically. It was capped at 150.
Yeah.
And they raised it to 500,000. I think that you'd have to demonstrate some need, but theoretically, if you could go back and get additional idle monies, which is a loan. You got to pay it back, but it's a low interest rate over 30 years.
Is it the same interest rate or is it more?
I don't know. I just stumbled across this the
It
other
looks
day,
like 3.75.
which was what it was originally. Yeah.
I thought it was 2.75.
Yeah, I think it was 3. I think it was over
Oh.
3,
Oh.
which is still dirt cheap. And if inflation kicks in the way, some people are projecting in a year or two, that's going to look really cheap.
Yeah, no kidding. Well,
But we'll dig into this a little bit more. We'll have more to say about this on the days ahead. But I don't know if there's anybody out there that really feels that they need those funds. I know a number of people have got them and turned around and gave it back because they just didn't want to own the money.
yeah.
I gave mine back.
I held on to mine because
I did not give mine back.
I like playing with other people's money.
I think my brother would probably like to, I think, are you putting the link in the comments, Tom? I might send that over to him.
I could do this, and I imagine the SBA website would speak to this as well.
I know he definitely likes to use other people's money every chance he gets. Or Stacie.
You doing okay, Stacie?
Well, I'm outside, but I can't see anything.
Your glasses got really dark.
Sun. I didn't.
Go on the back side of the house.
You see this here? They're talking about, you might be due for an increase based on the new maximum loan amount. They don't say 500,000 here. I'll drop this in there as well. But yeah, turn your brother on to that.
I will.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, we can talk. We can talk about what we talked about earlier today. We're going to be switching up our format for Smart Business Moves starting next Monday. That's going to be the 12th, right?
Yep.
I'm thinking, right?
6 days. Yep. You're right.
And, I guess there's a difference between quantity and quality, and I don't want to set the bar too high, but we feel that sometimes it's just we're stretching ourselves to come up with the most useful information for Smart Business Moves doing this 4 days a week. So Liz and I were looking at alternatives and feel that we could actually deliver more quality if we cut back the frequency we do this, but have more planned out agendas with themes and more strategic
Initiatives.
format. Yeah. and so we're going to cut back to 2 days a week. We're going to do it Monday and Wednesday.
Yep.
And Liz is going to basically take the lead on Mondays, and I'm going to take the lead on Wednesday. And so basically we're each going to be developing a really cool program for just like 1 hour a week.
To be clear, Tom's going to create a really cool program. I'll have something.
Well, we'll both have something, but I think it'll, I could go on, but I guess that's pretty much the gist of it, huh?
Yeah. And next week we're going to be talking about sales, right, Tom?
That's right.
Yep. So this week we really wanted to talk about the PHC program because ARCC has, I think it's ARCC Learning, has a really amazing deal that they're putting on right now. I was talking to Stacie about the deal actually because she bought 10 seats to the PHC back when we were selling it a while back. And then I was telling her that they have this amazing deal. What is it right now, Tom? It's 90 days. Anybody register in 90 days? It's sort of an all-you-can-eat program for,
Yeah, it's like a buffet. This is like Golden Corral. Do they still have those?
I think so. Yeah, for $500.
$500. If and this is going to be available for the month of April only, but once you buy it, you've got 4 months to sign
Oh,
up
4
as
months, Stace.
many people as you can. So if you do the numbers, the class is normally 150 a head, and if you're an ARCSI member, it might be a little. It is. I mean, it is less than that, but I don't know by how much. Let's look it up. It's normally $149
Per person.
per person.
So basically, 3.5 people
In their
for this
discount,
price.
hey, I don't know what the ARCSI discount is. I think it's about 30% off if you do that deal, but you're still to the point where if you've got at least 5 people to train, this is a better value.
So
Maybe-
Stacie, of course, she's a numbers gal. Tell Tom what you said as soon as I told you about this deal, Stacie, because I didn't think she would really be all that interested, right? She already bought 10 seats. First thing, I barely got it out of my mouth. And what did you say, Stace?
I said, well, I could save my 10 seats and buy the all-you-can-eat program and get everybody that is employed now and save my 10 for turnover people.
That is brilliant because you
know,
will
right?
be hiring 10 people 4 months from now. And
Absolutely.
so
And those don't expire, right?
No, you got a year to use them.
you got a year.
Yeah. So she's still got, she gets this for 4 months. She puts all of her people through it, and then she has 10 more to be putting through for the rest of the time. I'm like, that's the ticket right there.
And there's another part of this that I don't know if it's been announced, but I'll go ahead and I'll share it because I know it to be true that
Okay.
they're working on developing a Spanish version of the test with all the quizzes and the final exam. And the goal is, and they're moving towards, and I think they're going to do it, they'll have it available by the beginning of May.
Oh, that's awesome. Travis, I don't know if you're on here or not, but did you hear that? Spanish. That's awesome.
So the real thinking was that they wanted to make the all you can eat good for 3 months, but it's like, well, you know what? We get the Spanish version out by the beginning of May, and then we'll give 3 months after that. So
that's why it's 4.
Yeah, it's really like 3 months plus a bonus month because the Spanish wanted to give people 3 months to sign anybody who wants to take the class in Spanish.
That's great. Great.
I thought it was a great deal to buy the package that I bought, and I was just getting ready to get going, but now I'm going to buy the all you can eat package too.
No, I'm thinking that all you can eat is, you can't hardly beat that with the stick right there. That's awesome. So we were really talking about too, Tom. We've been talking, everybody's been talking a lot about, how are we competing today with the employee situation? We're competing with it. It used to just be, okay, there are certain people that are always just going to come to our jobs, that are attracted to the house cleaning profession for whatever reason. And now that doesn't seem to be true. It's like we're really competing with a lot more companies for the people that we want to hire. So we're trying to find ways. We were talking about the different things that we can do to be competitive. One is the superior training. What are the benefits? Of course, everybody has to pay more right now. So what are some of the things? But I really feel like this training is a big deal. Well, you and I know we've talked a lot about this training, but when you bring people in, you give them good training, and then there's this ongoing training also where they feel like they are, going back to matter, meaning, measure, when they feel like they really know the stuff that what they're doing.
When you're investing in them, they feel you know,
Like they
more,
matter.
more pride in what they're doing because you're investing in them.
Yeah. I mean, it really hits all of the pieces there. So I don't know if there are certain portions of the program that are more impactful than others, but it seems like all of the pieces matter.
Yeah, they all add up towards creating a whole new perception about what professional house cleaning is and why it's important. And it's not just a job. You know, I had somebody talking to me just this week about a new hire, and they got a call during the first day from another employer and decided that they wanted that job more than the house cleaning job.
Yeah.
And, I told them about this training program. I mean, there's a lot of things involved there, but, if you started your people out with PHC training program, they might look at that job differently. And if they'd have gotten that phone call, they'd say, well, you know what? This is awesome. I've never had a job in my life where they actually invested in me this way. That, there's no guarantees, but it's a cumulative effect. And this is definitely something that we can do to improve the quality of our jobs, and that would be defined, one way by reduced turnover.
Well, I don't know. I know that there are a lot of people that have been that have purchased the PHC program and that have been using it. I'm wondering if anybody's on here. Is Leslie on here? I know that yep, there she is.
Yep.
I use this certification to promote applicants, and it's been very effective. In addition, I think it turns out a more confident employee that has a very good understanding of this is a profession versus a job. Yeah, absolutely. So you're using the certification to promote to applicants. Then are you putting it in your ads, Leslie? Like, how do you queue it up for them? I'm curious about that. Or you do it in the interview process? Yeah, I'm really curious about that. One of the things that I can't wait to hear what she has to say, but one of the things that I've noticed is, I'm sure everybody's noticed this too, there are just so many Facebook groups out there for cleaning, Facebook groups, cleaning owners, and there are so many of them where the people don't know anything about like the science of cleaning. I don't want to denigrate anybody, especially in my own industry, but where I feel like everybody could really benefit from this training, even people that are really dedicated to the industry and really they're really looking to grow their businesses. They're not looking at it as just a job, something to do until they get another job, or because they lost their other job, so now they're cleaning houses, but they're really trying to build. Yes, when I talk to applicants about the hiring process, I talk a lot about this training and what it will do for them. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. So it's a little bit tricky because trying to talk to business owners saying, hey, we all need this training, makes some people feel like, are you saying that I don't know what I'm talking about? No, I'm saying we all need more education. I say you will be a confident professional. I really like that. I really like that. Confident professional. I don't know.
Leslie, how soon do you have your new hires take the PHC? I'm sorry, Liz. We can go ahead and wait for that.
Well, I am wondering. Yeah, I agree, Amy. I am wondering how people are using it too. I was talking with another business owner. I think it might have been Chris, and he was saying how he wants to be part of how people promote into the professional position. So they come in as trainees, rookies, whatever you call them, and you're not a professional cleaner, because a lot of people, you just, you get your inside training on how to clean, but you're not actually a professional cleaner at that point. Now you can, or a professional house cleaner, you can clean stuff, you know how to clean some stuff, but you don't have the knowledge to be a professional house cleaner. And he's using this to get people on that track, this idea of being a professional house cleaner, and creating this whole big program around. Whoa, stop, Stace.
That looks like your picture yesterday.
Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. Which really appeals to our applicants specifically, who usually don't identify as confident or professional. Yeah, they do a few hours a day in addition to hands-on training. So how long does it take them to go through the program, Leslie? I'm curious, does it take like a month, or you're saying they do a couple hours a day? I think each module is about...
It's about an hour, some a little
Hour?
bit more, some a little bit less. It averages out to about an hour.
And how many total hours, Tom, is it?
Oh, there's 7 modules, plus you got the final exam. The whole thing's about 8 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping that it is a way to differentiate, right? And that's what you're thinking too, Stacie, right? That looking for a way to be different and to stand out and above.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that, I was thinking about putting some sort of like reward out there for when they get the certificate, and, something, and making a big deal about it. Like, we have employee meetings that are every other week where we celebrate something, and, hey, look, Liz passed her professional house cleaner's exam, and give them a certificate right there in the meeting, and maybe some flowers and a coffee card or something like that.
Yeah. I wanted to take like their picture and maybe turn it into, it's just harder because we don't have people in the office like we used to. But I was thinking of somehow like taking their picture and, posting it on a wall as professional, or maybe posting it in Slack so that everybody can see, or like even like an announcement in the paper, or, I'm trying to think of a way to make it bigger.
Started doing a newsletter, and one of our blogs a month that we're going to feature one of our employees. And so we could, you could feature your professional, and let your clients know too.
Yeah.
And then that blog is on the website, so you can go in there and see this history of, professional house cleaners in the blogging section or employee section.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So the blog goes out. It's posted onto your social media. It's posted onto your website. It goes out as an announcement in your company newsletter that goes to all your clients. You can throw it into your drip email marketing. There's really nothing bad about letting the world know that you're offering a professional status to your staff. It makes your company look just 10 times greater than it already is.
I wonder if we can combine this PHC training with the like VIP program that we've been talking a lot about. You might. So we're talking about telling our clients that when they're telling us what they want, instead of saying, well, for this size house, et cetera, it's normally $150. Instead, saying, well, it looks like you might be a good candidate for our VIP program, would be about $185 per cleaning. You'll get a professional house cleaner, and you get to choose blah, 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 blah. I wonder if we can do something like that. You know what might also be nice? We have that certificate and their picture, maybe their picture in the corner of the certificate that goes out on the reminder email. Hey, we're going to be at your house tomorrow, or, Stacie, your professional house cleaner, is going to be at the house tomorrow with the certificate. Just trying to think of ways that we can use all of that stuff. You could actually charge more for a professional house cleaner in the VIP program. That's what I was thinking, right? Get the non get the non-professional cleaners. Yeah, that piece is a little bit trickier.
Yeah, we need to work on the branding there a little bit.
Okay, but there is a way to do that, because when you go to get your hair done, Tom, I know you don't have this, but you guys know when you go to get your hair done, you can get the person that you pay more. I can't remember what they're called. You guys remember what they're called? You pay more for the person that's been doing it for longer, that has more training. You can get the normal.
Well, like Team Juarez has a stylist level 2,
Yeah.
level 4. And
Yeah.
you pay your entry level fee or your upgraded fee, and this person's more detailed in color, and this person's more detailed in extensions, and this person. So you could do the same thing if you really dial in the professional house cleaning. You can get, this person's got a 5-star rating for 5 years of employment with us, and
Right.
specializes in move-in, move-outs, or initial deep cleanings, or is the spring cleaning superstar.
Liz, I just want you to know that Lainey is my regular person, and she is at the highest status at Alta. She rocks.
Good to know. Last time I talked to you about your hair, Tom, it was some random person down the street.
My life has changed. Things are better now.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, your hair is looking good, so all right.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. I do like this idea a lot. How to be able to use this, and you know what we might be able to do, jumping off of Leslie's idea, how they're going through the training, like an hour a day, whatever, a couple hours a day. I like the idea, maybe for my company, there's 8 modules, and so there's 8 levels. So when you do the first module, whatever it is, you're level 1. Once you've done the second level, now you're level 2, third, because we all know that growth ladder makes a really big difference for your employees. And if they have 8 levels, boy, that's a good way of letting them know that they matter and that there's more meaning in the work that they're doing. And it's an easy way for them to be able to see what the difference is.
You could
where sometimes it's harder.
I was thinking that you could tie it into earning some PTO along with the modules. So they get an hour of PTO for every module that they complete. So that adds up to a full paid day. And then when they get their certificate and pass their exam, they get another paid day. So they get 2 days of paid time off once they complete it.
You got to watch that, though. That one you have to watch out for, because if you give an external reward to something that is something that is created intrinsically, where the motivation is coming from the inside, and then you reward it on the outside, you actually reduce the motivation. So you have to be careful with that one. That's one of those things that can really backfire on you. So there are lots of studies about this. That's why I love that book by Daniel Pink, Drive. Now I do like, yeah, right, Leslie, the reward, and maybe not even the certificate, the reward is the physical manifestation of the training of your knowledge. So that's the reward. The reward is you are more educated, you are more experienced, you're more professional.
And
the gift is that I pay for them to go through it.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it too, but you're giving them something. I mean, they're making some money. You're paying them while they're doing it one way or another, but they own that. They carry that with them the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And for some, people in the general workforce that we're hiring and bringing these positions, it might be the only academic, the most prestigious academic accomplishment they've ever had.
Especially the people that typically are coming to our business. Yeah, Shannon, you could give a pay raise when completed. I think, Stace, that's where you're going right there. You want to give them some more some more monetary incentive, especially because you personally are monetarily motivated. But we have a lot of our people are not as monetarily motivated, although nowadays, we've talked a lot about this, right? In the last 6 months, a lot of our people are not so much motivated by the money, but the bar has been set much higher than it has been in the past. So on the, what's the name of our triangle, Tom?
The hierarchy of needs?
Yeah, the hierarchy of needs.
Maslow.
Yeah, Maslow, thank you. So on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, before the level, the base level was much lower than it is now. Now people really have to have, if they're not seeing $15 in that line, they feel like they can't survive, just because that's the common number that's out there now. It costs roughly $300 for us to get them certified. Okay, that's a great number to have, Leslie. That's good information. By the time you pay them for the work that they do and the training, etc. That's cool. I do love this idea. Maybe 8 levels is too much, but maybe you could do 2 modules, and so there's 4 levels, right? So for these 2 levels, you do these 2 modules, and then you get a bump. I really like that idea a lot. I wish we were all on a Zoom call. This is very much like a mastermind call that we have, like a meeting that we have, where we all sort of throw ideas in there and walk away with some good ideas.
Do you think, like badges or pins or something, and you could give somebody a pin after completing each one of the modules, and do some customized pins where each module has a pin that kind of symbolizes what that module was about?
Yeah, like the safety symbol for safety and the science symbol for science. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Okay, I'll tell you where I come into problems with the pins. We all know that pins are winners, right? We all know that, or the military wouldn't be using them, right? So pins work. But the problem with pins is, where do people put them? Because they don't want to trade out all their pins on their uniform every day. So they have to have, so Tom, at Castle Keepers, we've got the lanyards, which is a great spot for them.
Mm-hmm.
Our aprons are not, half aprons are not real good for pins. Some people have hats. Jackets can work for pins, but they don't wear their jackets inside all that much. Oh, we lost Stacie.
I'm back.
On aprons.
I don't know
So
what happened.
do you have a full aprons, Denise? Leslie, you guys both are saying aprons. Are those, you could tie the modules with mastering tasks like dusting, bathrooms, etc. Yeah, absolutely.
Totes.
Combine your level 2 or 3, and when you complete and pass, you give a pay raise or pay. See, that's what I'm thinking too, Shannon. I'm thinking that, and a very, very small bump, because people, remember, if you reward with money, you gotta be careful. When you reward something externally that is supposed to be an intrinsic motivator, you dampen the motivation. But if the amount of money that people are going to be earning is set in advance, so if you reach this level, you can earn this amount of money, that's different. So because then they've earned it. It wasn't given to them as a reward, which is way different. It doesn't seem different, but it really is. So I like that too. Put pins on a ribbon to attach tote.
It would be nice if you could put the pins somewhere that you aren't having to take them out every time you have to wash something. And
right.
Even the aprons have to be washed. I don't know how frequently, but fairly frequently, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, they start looking like the ones at Home Depot that they got all their pins and stuff on there. That's why they switched over to the badges, where they're just on a big pin, right? And then they hook the pin to their, oh, that's what Danita's saying. Yeah, put pins on a ribbon.
Yeah, you know what? We had to Google this. I'm sure somebody's come up. I mean, there's probably two or three really good solutions to this problem where they could be on a ribbon, something where you're just taking one thing off as opposed to a bunch of.
That's why the lanyards are good. So our uniforms have a lanyard, and then at the bottom of the lanyard, you can't really see, is the name tag. So the lanyard, and then a name tag is attached to it. So you can put all the pins on the lanyard because you take your name tag off every day.
You know what? I grew up in a military family. I should know the answer to this. You know, like with the little ribbons that, for that they're associated with medals.
Yeah.
They don't pin those on individually. There is a block, a card that all of those are arranged on, and they're in some particular order because they all, mean something different. But that whole card is what they take on and off, not each individual ribbon.
But those, even though that card that has all of those ribbons on it, they don't clean those uniforms every single time they wear them.
No.
Which is different. So like with our uniforms, you pretty much have to clean that every single time you wear it. All right, not going to be able to stand on top of pins, buying, stocking, giving. So I think that one I don't have so much of a problem with. Buying is easy. Stocking is kind of easy. You just know how many you need. You put them in there. When you use up 5, you order 5 more, whatever. The giving piece, somebody has to be responsible. Whoever you have that's responsible for all of your HR stuff, they just, doesn't the length of lanyard get in the way of their clothes cleaning? Okay, so this is awesome. We have the best lanyards ever, Linda. I can't believe I never showed these to you. So it's a lanyard. And then the name tag is magnetic. So you have the clip of the lanyard is attached to the top of the name tag, but it's magnetic. So you put the name tag on and put a magnet on the back, and then the lanyard is just basically around your neck. It's not really there's no no weight on it or anything, but it keeps it there and it keeps the lanyard in place. It looks like it's on a lanyard, like it's being held on by the neck. That's really not. It's by the magnet. And because it's in the middle, it doesn't do the thing. So I'm sure that at least 50% of you guys out there are like, oh, those magnetic name tags don't work because they constantly get flicked off. They don't in the middle. They do on the side, right? But they don't in the middle. If they're down low, they don't get caught on everything under the sun. Yeah, that's what we do, Leslie. We change the color of the lanyard. So we have blue and we have red. We used to have white, and that was, don't ever get white lanyards, y'all. That's bad. But yeah, we're blue and red.
I had another idea, and I don't,
Amazon. Yeah, go ahead, Stace.
So I have this wall that's Employee of the Month wall, and there's a lot of pride to be on the wall. You get your picture taken. It's in January, and people go around, and I mean, sometimes they have a goal of getting up there twice, right? So what if you had another wall where you had a plaque? We have plaques made for our ski school, and we give out different awards. So you can have a whole bunch of plaques made, and then you just get the nameplates that you put in there.
Yeah.
And while they're employed with you, their name is on the plaque on the wall. And you have a wall of professional house cleaners.
Yeah, I like that idea. We talked about that earlier, but the problem is people aren't coming into the office like they were before. That's why I'm trying to find a better place that we can put it.
Pictures of that wall and post it up. And our crew does come into the office to pick up stuff, and they do. That wall where those pictures are front and center of our main room. I mean, it's right next to our announcement board.
Yeah.
And even though they don't come in and hang out like they used to, it's still there. People do orientations and they sit on the couch and
right
at that wall.
Right.
And
I do. And we all know the value of pictures. People love to get their pictures up there.
And so there's that picture. Then they're featured in the newsletter on Facebook. And then that plaque. Then you can show your plaque wall. Wouldn't that be great if you had 20 plaques, professional house cleaners?
Yeah.
And then you could order from an awards company, say 20 plaques that say the same thing.
Right.
And then you just have a picture place on it, slip their picture. And it's just a matter of the little engraved plate, because we recycle our ski school plaques all the time, and we
Right.
just get it's really not expensive either, these plaques.
No, they're cheap.
It's just a time consuming thing. So what you would have to do is like maybe order 20 of them, and
Which goes to Leslie's point. Yeah. Denise, I get the lanyards on Amazon. Yeah, I can share, but they're cheap and easy to find. You do have to make sure that you get a decent quality or they fall apart, though. I made that mistake. You know what? Go ahead, Tom.
Do you get the ones that have the clip in the back? So if they get caught on something, they come apart?
Those, I don't have those.
Yeah.
I have, but mine don't really get caught on anything because remember they're magneted to, is that
Okay.
a word? Magnetically attached to their shirt. So they don't really ever catch on anything.
You know me, I'm a safety nerd when it comes
I
to
do know that. Yes. All right, you guys. So this is a really cool idea that Gavin's company, my son's company, does. He works for Porsche, and he is a technician, and they have different levels of technician. You have to go through all of these different to become a master technician, right? And they have a ton of different educations. They fly my son all over the country to take these different education trainings. And so the plaque is cool. They have a big plaque, and it's kind of like those ribbons that you were talking about, the military ribbons, Tom, where it's got little spots that are open, and then this little bar goes in this spot, you know, depending on when you get it. So the plaque is like that. And as he earns a different class, he'll earn that spot on the plaque. And so once he has like 4 spots on the plaque, he's silver. Once he has 8 spots on the plaque, he's gold. Once, you know.
That's an awesome idea because the plaque kind of sets the expectation of I need to fill
Yes.
this in.
I got to fill the whole thing in. And it drives him crazy because he wants more. Like, and little things will make him crazy. Like he has like, there's 6 spots in a row. There's a lot. There's like, I think there are 30 spots on here, like 6 down, 5 across, something like that. So when he gets like 6 down, when he has 5, he really wants that 6th training in that line to be able to get to complete it. Like Awana, when my kids were little. What's that? What's Awana? Do you guys know what that is? Like Awana, when my kids were little.
Oh.
I don't know. I wonder if that's an autocorrect or if that's a real thing.
Oh,
I feel like
Awana is a real thing.
it is.
Yeah, it's like a Girl Scout thing, but with a Christian twist.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
Oh yeah. So that's how we started doing initially. That's how we started doing back in the day. Our badges was around this idea of Girl Scouts because I loved the sash and sewing on all the badges. Boy, I really hated sewing on those badges, and so that's why I really like the pins because you don't sew them on. You won't. That's the same thing with Home Depot. They get all those badges that they're supposed to sew on, and they don't. So then they just hook them on a hook, and then they attach them to their apron. Or boy Girl Scouts. So when you said Awana, for some reason I was thinking Moana. That I was like, oh, I don't know what that is. All right. Yeah, I really do love this idea though of using the education as more than just giving people information, because information is not the same thing as education and training. We all know that, we're always looking for more than what we already know. And how many times have you taken a class and you already know all of that stuff, but if you don't do anything with it, what good is it? And that's what I think happens a lot of the time in our industry is, we tell people how to clean stuff, but we don't create cleaning professionals, which is why I really love this program and the way it's designed, that you complete this entire module in So if we can tie that into the growth ladder, I love the physical piece of the badge or, you know, something else. Plus the permanence of the wall, you know, showing that. I also have you guys seen, this was an idea I had a while back and I haven't been able to figure it out. Have you guys seen those frames that they have where they're usually like for weddings or funerals or something like that, and you'll fill in like a heart and you'll write your name on it or whatever, and then you'll drop it into this frame, like it's called a drop frame. Have you guys seen those?
I'm
So
not.
so think of like a big, I can't show you guys, but think of a big picture frame, right? And there's a slot at the top. It's glass on the outside, and there's a slot at the top. So what I want is, because, you know, American Made is stars and stripes. I want stars that are like this big stars. And when you complete all of your training and you're a professional house cleaner, you write your name on this and you drop it into this frame. So it's permanent. It hangs on the wall, and everybody has their name and the date on there when you become a professional house cleaner. So it would kind of be a permanent
If
thing.
somebody leaves, do you go in there and pull their star out?
No, because they're still a professional house cleaner.
They might not be working for you,
Maybe
but they're
not.
still. That's true. You're a professional house cleaner forever.
That's right. And that's the message I want to send, is that when you have this training, you are now a professional house cleaner. Whether you work for me, you work for somebody else, you don't do this at all, you're still a professional. We could put the certificate on the cover of their binder. Right now, it's just our logo and their name. Yeah, I agree. That's a great idea, right? Well, why not use that in we need to use this stuff in a bigger, better way to really impact our people. That's why I really like the idea of putting it up on the wall and having the pins and, I don't know, the plaque too. I think probably the biggest problem is just deciding, just pick one. What am I going to do? And just do that instead of just keep talking about it, right?
And then being consistent. I mean, I can't tell you, after being in business as many years as I have, you know, I think that we're doing something, I'm not paying attention, and then somebody stopped doing it and it worked. So I don't know why they stopped. And I
Preach right there, Stacie, preach. Tom, how many times have we talked about this, right?
And then something will happen. You go, hey, wait a minute. Didn't we used to? And why did we ever stop doing that? You don't even remember stopping. It just.
I had a situation recently that was about training, and we have good training systems that we have developed over the years, and through some turnover and COVID, I don't know. Anyway, long story short, they quit using the system. Mm-hmm. And so I went to one of the training meetings, and it occurred to me that nobody was filling out these forms about the new people coming in and I was like, I don't think they're using the system. And I didn't have my system check wasn't working. And it all came because one person said to me, hey, we need to have a system that does such and such. And
we already have that system.
We already have that system. Like, I'm not going to pay somebody to invent something that we've already invented and it works. We just need to find where it is in our Google Docs and start using it again.
Yeah.
And, and so then it took like 4 different training meetings to get everybody new and up to par on the system. The great thing is it's a great system. We had
to do it.
We had to we didn't have to reinvent anything. We just had to retrain. But I just, years and years of the same thing. You stop using the system. You stop putting the plaques on the wall. You don't update things. Morale goes down.
And actually, you can make it worse.
Tied to morale.
Yeah, it really cuts into it. It makes it worse. It's demotivating then. Yeah, simple and stress-free, my criteria for change. That's great. Oh, I'm getting some feedback. How do you have 2 screens up? Oh, I see. That's down below. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Stacie, that but there is a piece. Okay, so we do have to be consistent, but we do also have to be looking for when the landscape changes. So we're reading a book right now. It's this book actually right here, which if any of you haven't read it, How to Change Things When Change is Hard. If you haven't heard of Chip and Dan Heath, they also Made the Stick, which is an awesome book. We're reading that in Book Talk right now. And they talk a lot about how important it is to be paying attention to the landscape and when things change. And when have you seen bigger changes than now with COVID? I mean, the landscape is different. What we're dealing with is different. You can't keep doing the same thing in a
It's
new landscape.
unprecedented.
That's right. It is unprecedented. And so we have to be making changes. It's really easy to want to keep doing the same thing. And you're right. Consistency matters. Consistency is so important, but we have to be consistent, make a change, a solid change, and then be consistent with that new change. So we got to be looking for those changes. And right now is the time that we have to be. Really, I don't think there's ever been a better time for PHC. That's why I'm super glad that ARCC is putting out this deal. I want everyone to take advantage of this special. I think it's time is now. And I know people say, well, there's a lot of different trainings. There really isn't other training that is this simple, this cost effective, and okay, stop preaching this.
No, but you're right. And I love Stacie's idea. Even if you've already invested in the program and you have seat licenses you haven't used, hold on to those. Buy this, train everybody you can over the next 4 months, and save those seat licenses for 4 months down the road.
I just have to say one thing, Tom. There's a reason why we are sitting in Stacie's vacation home. Because when ideas pop up about money, she's always like, bam. She's always figuring out how to save a buck, how to best utilize money, how to make the most of money. I mean, how many times have we talked about
that's why she has a vacation home.
That's right. That's right. And for those of you that don't know Stacie, she's been a single mom for how long, Stace?
I was single parent for 15 years.
Yeah, she's remarried now, but she was a single parent for 15 years. She raised her children on her cleaning business and bought a vacation home. So
Paid for college.
Yeah, for 2 kids. So, not everybody is wired for money. Tom, I know you are really, really wired for money too, and understand about profit. And just the way that numbers work. But for those of us that are not wired that way, we got to learn from the people who are. We got to take the lead from the people who are saying, hey, do this. Leslie, same thing, right? Yeah, you have a very similar background to Stacie. Very, very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people are wired that way. Wow.
But this is a heck of a deal. And we're moving in a direction where the labor market's going to get tighter and tighter. And you have to, we all should be striving to be better employers and creating better jobs, because it's not just a matter of recruiting. You can't hire your way out of the situation that we're in and the situation we're moving into.
There was a time, some of you have heard me talk about this before, where I went and visited a couple different companies, and one company, their whole model was churn and burn. It was just, there are so many people out there, I'll just hire more people and I'll just burn through them. Oh, Sutton, her last name is Sutton.
Oh no, that's my name now.
Yeah, that's what she said. She wanted to know Stacie who.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So she, anyway, that was a model, you guys. 15 years ago, That's what people did. Oh, there's so many people out there that I'll just bring them in. I don't care. I'll just burn through them, right? I'm not even gonna, why am I gonna spend any time training on them? I'll give them 2 days of training. If they flame out in a month, I don't care. I just hire somebody else.
I don't want to train them. They're going to leave.
Who has that idea now? I mean, gosh, just getting people in the door. I was talking to somebody on one of the MMA calls just today. She's like, she hired 4 people this week. None of them showed up. They all said yes. None of them showed up for the first day. These are different times, y'all.
Yeah.
These are different times. Yeah. And then we gained wisdom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And, you know, these are different times, and it's going to be more and more real as we move forward. You know, it's a confluence of things. I mean, they announced the March jobs numbers last Friday, and they created like over 900,000 non-farm, payroll jobs. And that number was over 50% higher than anybody's highest estimate. I mean, the economy is on fire. Everybody's hiring. There's not enough people out there to hire. There's still a ton of people that don't want to be in the workforce. A lot of people are still at home with their kids because they aren't in school. I mean, it's just a whole confluence of. You guys know the story. The unemployment benefits are so great. There's a lot of people that really don't have any economic incentive to go back to work.
Yeah, but then not everybody needs the economic incentive either. We really do have to tap into this idea that Leslie's talking about, right? This being a professional and being better and more than. I heard you. Sorry, Amy. I know. So sorry. Everybody's dealing with it right now. So looking for more ways.
Long thin tail, though. There's a long thin tail of things that we can do, and none of them's a silver bullet in of itself, but things like the PHC program is an example of something that you can offer new hires that is just different. And few jobs in any industry offer training like this to, hourly hire workforce that we're typically hiring from.
Right. And the other companies that we're competing against are not doing the things that we have the ability to do, like the PHC program. Like Leslie was saying, she's going to take just that certificate and put it on the outside of their binder. You know that? Now that's something you're already going to have it anyway. Use it, right? You already have a wall. If you already have a wall, how can you better utilize that? If you're already doing a blog, awesome. You're already doing reminder call or reminder emails, great. Use those. Take what you already have and, up it a notch. Yeah. All right. Well, next tomorrow, Tom, is Wednesday. Do we have a plan for tomorrow that we want to announce, or are we going to keep it as a secret for tomorrow?
It is a secret.
It's a secret. It's not a huge secret, y'all. It's just we're not sharing today because we're working so hard on what we're doing next week, too. My Indeed ad is bent towards non-economic benefits, and that's the way. We pay $17 an hour. We don't focus on that. See that? I love that, Leslie. So you're paying above that $15, $17, especially in California, right? It's hard to compete in that market. So you can't be focusing in on the dollar, and then you're giving them the other stuff that's like, yeah, we pay the right amount of money, but look at this other stuff. We're not doing deal days anymore, Leslie. It was too hard, really, just to heavy lift. It was a heavy lift. And so we're not, but as deals come along, as we're doing our different presentations and we bring on our different guests over the course of the next few months, many of those people will have specials that they'll be offering. But right now, the best one is the ARCSI Learning. You love deal days?
Deal day. Well, we can always dust stuff off.
Maybe once a quarter or something like that, right? Right. What do you think, Tom? Maybe we could do something like deal day once a quarter or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that, but I get it. I know I love getting the deals too. I'm a huge deal fan, especially if I know that I'm being pitched. I'm all about that. Yeah. All right. Well, sorry, y'all.
Top of the hour.
Top of the hour.
See you guys tomorrow.
Unless you have, I mean, you have a
Stacie,
meeting,
thank you.
Stacie.
Stacie, thank you for joining us today. It
you
was
for-
awesome.
I always like to pop in and see my fellow cleaning peeps.
It's good
Yeah.
seeing you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not for me.
Oh, Liz is